Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go.
You're gonna get a complaint.
I don't care, sir.
I know you don't care.
I don't care.
You're a piece of cop.
Yes, sir, don't worry about it. That's good.
Yeah. Hey, bite me, buddy.
Stay over.
Please don't take that.
Either have a seat right here or stand right here. All right, do that. What is your name?
Are you just a normal citizen, or do you work for the public?
I don't work for anybody, Judge Parker. And you're interrupting the court.
I'm not interrupting anything.
Just go.
Hey, if you quit talking to me, I'll quit talking to you, and then there's no sound.
Cops are meant to serve and protect, but what happens when evil officers get outnumbered by people who actually know their rights? Some officers think they can abuse their power without consequences until they run into citizens who refuse to back down. Get ready for some of the most shocking moments when corrupt cops got exposed, outsmarted, and overpowered by those who stood their ground.
I suggest you back up.
I want to know what you're taking
I
video.
suggest you back up.
I want to know what you're taking a video of.
Back up.
Answer my question.
Back up.
You're taking a video of my property. I want to know what you're taking it of. Huh?
Don't come near me, guy.
This time, it all started when a man decided to film in a public area, exercising his rights. The neighborhood was tense, and some locals didn't appreciate his presence. One worker reacted aggressively, flipping him off without provocation. When the man questioned this, another individual confronted him, claiming the property was private. The conversation grew heated, with demands for him to stop recording. But the real conflict began when the police arrived.
Answers. He gave me the bird, everyone. Didn't even do to him. I don't know, your coworker just gave me the bird.
He's not my coworker. I'm just asking, can I help you with something?
Oh no, you can get back inside.
What are you doing?
I'm doing nothing.
What are you doing?
I'm doing nothing, buddy.
Hey, this is my damn property. I want to know what you're taking a video of.
Well, this looks like a sidewalk to me. And I suggest you back up.
I want to know what you're taking a video of.
I suggest you back up.
The situation escalated as the man continued filming, standing his ground while the other individuals grew increasingly confrontational. Tensions flared when the property owner demanded to know why he was recording, stepping closer and challenging his right to be there. The filmer, unfazed, repeatedly stated he was on public property. As their exchange became more hostile, the property owner even threatened.
I want to know what you're
Back
taking
up.
a video of.
Back up.
Answer my question.
Back up.
You're taking a video of my property. I want to know what you're taking it of. Huh?
Don't come near me, guy.
I want to know what you're taking a video of.
It's none of your business. Go back inside.
Yeah, it is my business.
No, it
This is
isn't.
my property.
No, it isn't.
It's not my property.
I
Not
said
my
it's
property.
Not your business.
Not my property.
I would get away from me, buddy.
Not my property.
I would get away from me. I will
Wanna
defend
know.
myself.
I want to know.
I want you to get out of my
I
face,
want to
buddy.
know what you're taking a
I ain't
video
gonna
of.
tell you. Get out of my face.
Fine. I'll call.
Good, call him.
Call the cop.
Cop caller. Crybaby.
Call him now.
Crybaby. Let him know you got in my face. Get back inside. You're bro. Pure
As the argument continued, the filmer called out the disrespectful behavior, accusing both the worker who flipped him off and his boss of treating the public poorly. His frustration was evident, but he remained firm, holding his ground on the sidewalk. The property owner, seemingly agitated by this persistence, kept engaging, refusing to de-escalate. The tension lingered, and with the police likely on their way, the encounter was about to take another turn.
That's how you treat the public? You flick them off when they're walking down the sidewalk? You guys are the guy who flipped me off and your boss. Hey buddy, you dropped something. It's right there.
The confrontation persisted as the filmer remained firm, pointing out how the situation was making the company look bad. The property owner, still unwilling to back down, stayed close, pushing the tension further. At one point, the filmer hinted at feeling threatened, suggesting that the other person was getting too close. The situation wasn't just between two people anymore.
I had to pull my taser out again. He got really close to me. Yeah, they're gonna tell you get back inside, buddy. Just mind your own business and leave me alone. You're making your company look really bad right now. Got a bunch of people on the side of me too, everyone.
This man definitely had a problem, although he probably wasn't aware of it himself or didn't know exactly what it was. But the man bothered him. For starters, before even thinking about involving law enforcement in all of this, he should have learned the difference between public and private property, right? We talk about it all the time. However, wait, the situation is about to become chaotic.
Hopefully they're educating you, buddy. You shouldn't come up aggressively in front of the public. You're a maniac. And you better tell them the truth and tell them where I'm standing, buddy. Don't lie to them. He's lying and saying I'm on his property, everyone. I've been over here for 2 seconds, buddy. What's your deal?
Get off my property. Get off my property.
Look at this,
now,
everyone.
buddy.
Look at this,
Get off.
everyone. See, I'm in the middle of the road.
Get off my property. Do not step on my property.
You come near
Get
me, I'll
off
defend myself,
my
buddy.
property.
If you approach me, I will.
I'm telling you, get off my
and
property.
I'm telling you, you approach
right
me,
now,
I'll
buddy.
defend myself.
You hear him?
The confrontation reached a boiling point as the filmer stood his ground, repeatedly asserting his right to be on the sidewalk. Frustrated by the escalating situation, he accused the property owner of acting irrationally and even suggested he might be under the influence due to his red eyes. But with emotions flaring and law enforcement likely en route, the tension was far from over.
I will defend myself,
You hear
ma'am.
him? Get off my
I'm
property.
on the sidewalk.
Get off my
This
property.
man's on drugs.
That's not a sidewalk.
This man's on drugs.
Get off
Why
the
are your eyes red, buddy?
Get off the
Why are your
property.
eyes so red?
Off
Why are
the
your eyes
goddamn
so
property,
red?
buddy.
All over a camera, buddy.
All right.
Why don't you grow up and act like an adult, man? You're like 3 times the age of me. Grow up. You got some real emotional problems. Coming up, threatening people in the public, calling the cops on them when they're doing nothing wrong. You got something to prove, buddy? Is that what you want? Do you want to fight someone? Is that what it is? Because I don't want to fight. I'm peaceful. Now please leave me alone and go back inside and do your job. And tell your coworkers don't flick me off when I'm walking by the sidewalk.
The situation continued to spiral as the filmer called out the property owner for following him and escalating the confrontation. He made sure to document everything, even capturing license plates, ensuring there was evidence of the incident. Standing firm, he warned that he would defend himself if necessary, refusing to be intimidated. And now, the argument shifted to property lines.
Coming up, getting in my face. Now, look at him. Look, let dispatch know you're following me. Let dispatch know you're following me. We're getting all these plates too, everyone. Getting all these plates. I will defend myself, so you back up too, buddy. You guys are nuts.
You ain't got nothing better to do than come up here and film.
You got nothing to do but flick off people that are walking down the sidewalk? You're cool. You're real cool, dude. Your boss is trying to fight me? By recording. By recording. Constitutional right.
You listening to this?
Learn your property lines, buddy. Do you own the train tracks too? Do you own that?
Damn right I do, Spur.
Sure you do. Last I checked, this was a public street. There's houses that are right down there.
The property owner, still aggressively approaching, kept insisting that the filmer was on private property despite clear indications that he was on public land. Frustration boiled over as the filmer called out the absurdity of the situation, sarcastically suggesting they take the conflict as far as possible. And just when you thought it was bad, the police officers showed up.
Houses that are right up there. You don't own this whole street, buddy. You're gonna learn today. We're gonna take them on for a walk, everyone. See how far we can take this at.
I said get off my property.
I'm not
Don't
on your
step foot
property.
on it. Get off of it.
You come near me, I will defend myself.
I'm on my property, buddy.
I'm not on your property, retard. So back the f up. Stop approaching me. Stop approaching me aggressively. It's all on camera. All of it. All of it.
So are you.
Good. Hey.
As soon as the police arrived, the filmer wasted no time in asserting his rights. The officer asked for his ID, but he refused, knowing that unless he was suspected of a crime, he wasn't required to provide it. He pressed the officer, questioning him whether filming in public was a crime, making it clear that he understood the law. The confrontation was now not just with the property owner, but now with law enforcement, making the situation even more intense.
You need to tell this guy to back off, man. He's trying to fight me.
What are you doing?
I'm filming
Filming what?
in public.
Okay. Can I get your ID? Sir?
No, you can't. No.
Okay. Well, why can you film and you can't provide your ID?
Is it a crime to film in public?
I don't know. Is it?
Well, you should know you're the law officer,
Okay,
right?
Well, can you give me your ID?
Nope.
Okay.
If you can suspect me of a crime,
Listen to me. All right. If you're on his property and he tells you to leave, you need to leave. Period.
hey, I don't need directives.
Huh?
I don't need
No,
directives.
I didn't say whether you.
Hey,
need
you know
it,
what?
though.
If you you gotta wipe your ass, man.
Okay.
So
All right.
please
Get
wipe.
out of the roadway. Get out of the
Please
roadway.
wipe your. Hey, tell him not to fight me. He's trying to fight
They're
me.
not trying to fight you.
Oh, I got it all on camera, buddy.
Well, move out the
Name and
roadway.
badge number.
Move out the way.
Name and badge number.
263 London, Jordan.
You're a p.
Yeah. Get out of the roadway or you gonna be one.
Well, you better tell him not to fight me.
Why would you want to fight you?
Oh, it's all on camera. All of it.
The filmer continued to taunt both the property owner and the officer, clearly confident that he had the legal high ground. He mocked the complaint against him, knowing that since he was on public property, there was little anyone could do. He called out the officer's lack of action, reinforcing his belief that he was in the right. At this point, it was clear the filmer wasn't going anywhere and the situation had become less about the initial dispute and more about challenging authority.
Enjoy your complaint. Enjoy your complaint. Crybaby. Guess what? They're not going to do anything either. Because I'm not on your property, stupid. Now you guys come up. I will defend myself. I'm not afraid. You put hands on me, I will defend myself. You look like a little tweaker, dude. Look how pale you are. Oh my God. You better educate them what a public easement is.
With no immediate resolution in sight, the standoff continued, setting the stage for what could either be de-escalation or further confrontation. The confrontation remained heated as the filmer continued asserting his rights while mocking both the property owner and the officer. Confident that he was legally in the right, he repeatedly emphasized that everything was on camera, proving that he had not trespassed.
Tell him how you came at me, buddy. Tell him how you came at me, and you shut up. It was on camera. You too, dude. I don't trespass, dummy. You're just the uneducated idiot who called the cops on a photographer. Get back to work.
Trying to egg him on.
Oh yeah, it's all on camera. I'm trying to egg him on.
Why?
Because I'm allowed to. Did you not get educated in public photography?
Sir, don't say that.
Did you get educated in public photography?
No, I didn't.
That's horrible, man. You're getting 2 complaints now.
What's your name, sir?
I'm not giving you my name.
Okay.
If I committed a crime, if you got reasonable suspicion, I committed a crime.
Look, he wants you off the property, and you need to leave.
Do you know what an easement is?
Huh?
Do you know what an easement is?
This is all his property.
Do you know what an easement is?
Yes, sir. I know what it is.
What is it?
As the situation escalated, the filmer demanded a supervisor, confident that he was in the right. He challenged the officer's knowledge, mocking him for being uneducated on public easement laws. His confidence only grew as he referenced the GIS survey, proving that the sidewalk was public property and reinforcing his argument that he was not trespassing. But the arrival of the supervisor is going to change everything, of course.
Public easement. I checked the GIS survey.
Yeah, I don't care.
Get a supervisor.
Yeah, I don't care.
Get a supervisor. Supervisor.
He's coming. There it is right there.
Supervisor.
There it is right there.
Good.
And you better be glad that I got a supervisor because
You better apologize to me
For what?
when he does nothing.
Okay.
When you're wrong and you're uneducated, and you should be learned about
Yeah.
this.
Sir, don't worry. You think I'm uneducated or I'm
You're
giving you a
very
hard time.
uneducated.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what the supervisor says about it. Okay. All right. Yep.
So I was out here just walking down the street on the sidewalk, sir. Let me talk. You don't have to talk.
I said nothing. I ain't said nothing.
I walked by this place. This man came outside and tried to fight me. He got in my face. He followed me all the way down the street. I tried to run this way. He followed me all the way down. Everything's on camera.
Can I see it?
I'm on the sidewalk right here. No,
Can I see it?
shut up, dude. Let me talk to him. All right, first of all, is it illegal to record in public?
It's not.
Okay. This is a public easement. That's a sidewalk. It goes all the way down. Those are houses on both ends.
You're right.
I checked the GIS survey. This is public.
Right.
Tell him I'm not trespassing. Tell him he does not have reasonable suspicion.
Did
and
I
tell
say
him
that? Did I say that?
you kept on saying you wanted my ID.
Yeah. I asked you.
I'm not giving you my ID.
I asked you for your ID.
I know
I
ID
didn't-
is like crack to you
Talk to him.
guys.
Go ahead. Talk to him, sir.
By now, it was clear that the filmer wasn't just standing up for himself. He was using this encounter as an opportunity to educate, expose, and hold authority accountable. However, what the policeman did not expect was that he would soon be outnumbered and that the supervisor would take the right side. Based on his reaction, you can see that he's used to not being punished for his mistakes.
Talk to him. 'Cause
All right, he's not educated in public photography. He came up to me aggressively. That guy in the red shirt tried to fight me, and it's all because this guy right here flipped me off when I was walking down the street. Minding my own business, not even recording this business. But yeah, look what you caused, buddy.
So you don't want to identify to us, right?
No, if I committed a crime,
You're good to go, man.
okay. I strongly suggest you look into public photography laws.
That's all right.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go.
You're gonna get a complaint.
I don't care, sir.
I know you don't care.
I don't care.
You're a piece of
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't worry about it.
That's good.
Hey, bite me, buddy. Bite me. Learn the law. Uneducated. Uneducated pig. You just made yourself look bad. At least your supervisor saved your ass, dude. Yeah, you guys are laughing, but guess what? I'm not leaving. That's the funny thing. So keep laughing. Believe me, I checked the GIS survey, buddy. I know exactly where your property lines begins and ends. So I suggest that you look them up yourself and be educated, instead of trying to attack someone for nothing.
Now that the power had shifted, the filmer went on the offensive using mockery as a final blow. He didn't just win the legal argument, he humiliated his aggressors, reducing them to stereotypes. His insults, targeting their appearance and behavior, weren't just jabs, they were meant to strip away their self-importance. The once confident property owner, who acted like he ran the block, was now painted as a desperate thug grasping at control.
Now this is what you call the meth heads of South Carolina right here, everyone. The missing teeth of South Carolina. How many teeth you guys got? Yeah, not many, right? Do you guys usually fight anyone down that walks down the street? Do you guys like own this block? Are you like a gang or something? What gang are you guys? Are you a part of the Bloods or something? Oh, I can tell. South Carolina meth gang, right? Trying to fight someone for recording in public, walking down the street, man.
The once aggressive property owner, now retreating indoors, became the embodiment of false bravado crumbling under scrutiny. The irony here? Well, it all started over nothing. His mockery wasn't just about revenge. It was a lesson in misplaced authority and false superiority. And now, the situation which started over a petty insult ended with a complete role reversal.
I wasn't even filming your place. I was literally walking down the road. He flipped me off. Unbelievable, man. Yeah, look. He's all hiding in there. He's probably got warrants or something. It's probably a criminal hiding. The lesson is, don't fight people in the public that are just walking, minding their own business. Unbelievable.
The property owner was now silent, but his expression made it clear that he was very angry. He hadn't expected this to happen, and maybe it wouldn't have if the supervisor hadn't arrived and ended the whole situation in a matter of seconds, just as it should have.
Thank you, I appreciate you. You're doing your job and honoring your oath. Your partner needs some work, though. Have a good one.
Hey, how you doing?
Captain Drewless?
Yes, Bob Jones.
Hi. I don't think I met you. I'm Joshua.
Very nice to meet you. Very well. What can I help you with?
The man filming, later identified as Joshua, was clearly someone aware of his civil rights, which is why he didn't want to let anything slide. So, after this, he immediately went to the police station to file a complaint against the officer, who had been highly unprofessional until the supervisor arrived. What kind of punishment do you think he deserves? Write your thoughts in the comments, and we'll move on to the next case. Speaking of evil cops who get outnumbered, meet the officer who thought he could control the narrative until the cameras came out. He arrived with confidence, claiming that a vague disturbance gave him the right to demand identification. What he didn't anticipate was a crowd ready to expose him. With every phone recording, he wasn't going to be the one in control.
Everybody record. Everybody pull your phone out.
Put them on YouTube, please.
What is your name? You do. I'm here investigating a disturbance, which gives me the right to identify you. That gentleman there does not want you to come back on this property. So for me to log the truck, it doesn't matter. He doesn't want you on. It doesn't matter.
Talking about us,
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He doesn't want you guys back here. And to verify that, I need your names so that if you do show up again, you can then go to jail. Okay? What is your name? Before I put you all in handcuffs and take you all to jail. Then you're gonna.
I ain't going to jail, man.
Okay. What is your name?
Have you ever noticed how many times police officers think they can do whatever they want and justify all their actions by simply calling it an investigation? But just saying they're in the middle of an investigation isn't enough. They expect everyone to get scared and blindly follow their orders. And when someone actually knows their rights and refuses, well, that's when the officer's ego flares up.
Can we leave? No.
Are they being detained, officer?
Yes, they are.
Under what penal code?
What's your badge number? What's your badge number?
Good job.
Hey, what's your badge number? What's your name, sir? You have the right to give me your badge number. Yes, you do.
It's policy.
I'm trying to identify these gentlemen.
Don't say it like that. Badge number, please. Badge number.
Is there any way that since I'm gonna draw y'all can't release them to me, and I can take them off the premises
Because
right
we
now?
can't verify that you are the target.
The officer quickly shifted from investigating to making threats, trying to enforce authority that was slipping away. When asked for his name and badge number, he ignored the question and went straight for an ultimatum: comply or go to jail. He relied on the manager's word as if that alone justified forcing identification, never expecting to be challenged. But with cameras pointed at him and people who knew their rights, his tactic lacked the power he thought it had.
I'm going to ask again before you all leave. Does that make sense? What is your name? We can't just release
Hold on, let me talk to them. Let's talk to them.
But if they weren't part of the confusion, then I don't understand what's going on.
I told you multiple times. I need your name or you all stay over here.
Please don't take
You
that.
all go anywhere either.
Either go right here.
Either have a seat right here or stand
I'll go
right
here.
there. That's fine. Do that.
Please
What
don't
is
take
your
them.
name?
Those are some
What's your name and badge number, please?
Right? You don't even know.
I'm illiterate. Please say it.
That's not how it works. We thought this.
Your badge number, Eller?
Trying to charge us as trespassing, but we didn't know this.
So that doesn't mean you're being
That
charged.
doesn't. All right, then what? That's what he said.
Because I need to identify you because we're called here for a disturbance.
Exactly.
What is your name? Before we continue to run your mouth and go to jail.
They weren't part
It
of
doesn't matter. The manager inside already told me he doesn't want these gentlemen back.
That's all right, man. If you have your name and birthday, we can run that and make sure that we can verify who you are.
The officer continued grasping for authority, insisting that the manager's vague claim was enough to enforce a ban. When pressed for specifics, he fell back on the same weak argument. But did it matter? Especially when even the manager refused to come outside and clarify? But wait, because this whole situation is yet to become chaotic.
And then we can get you out of here.
So we banned from coming here? For what though?
Whatever happened inside that the manager thinks you're a part of.
But he got them confused.
It doesn't
with
matter.
The other one.
It
This
doesn't
is
matter.
alright, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But y'all gotta consider the other people that just left.
It's not me. It's what he wants.
But he don't know. Tell him to come out here.
Okay, what is your name?
Can you tell him to come out here? Because he even.
What is your name?
They even tell him.
He's talking to you right now.
What is your name?
You're not in trouble, man. But if you keep playing this game with us,
I want him to come out. I want him to come out here before I say anything else.
They gone. They went out the back
whatever
door.
you
They went out the back door.
No, I'm talking about the manager that said that we was cussed because he know it's not us.
No, it wasn't them.
Exactly. That's why I want him to come out here.
he doesn't want to come out here right now. Okay, he has a job to do, which is inside. No, because he doesn't want you inside. He doesn't want you on the property. Regardless,
So,
it doesn't matter.
in Indiana, doesn't the trespass law mean they have to be asked to leave, and then if they refuse their trespass, because none of them have refused. Have they been asked to leave? If they've been asked to leave, they're free to go, right?
No.
Right. Name. Right. Are you gonna give me your name yet?
I want dudes to come out here. Oh yeah, here we go. Y'all finna tell all y'all.
The officer's case was falling apart and he knew it. The real troublemakers were already gone, leaving him grasping at straws to justify his actions. And maybe you don't understand why some of these people were arrested while threatening others. Probably even the police didn't know. However, what really matters here is that none of them were afraid.
These are not them.
Alright, these are not them.
So, would you like these gentlemen also trespassing the property?
We didn't have nothing to do with that.
Yes. No, they had nothing to do with it.
Alright, man, get my.
Stand up.
The other dude talking about the gun.
It was taller boys who are probably already all gone because they knew that you were coming. They don't want to.
That's why I
Deal
said I ain't
with
saying
police.
shit until he come out here.
Fair enough, but when I walked in, he pointed to you gentlemen.
Man, that's
Right
why I
now,
want him
he
to
just
come
got
out.
my-
You
he
just got my
cleared
name
shit
for
out.
nothing.
He
You
didn't-
got my
it
name for
wasn't-
nothing.
He didn't want to come out.
It wasn't that hard for him to come out here and clear shit up. He trying to put my fucking here to take him to
Sure,
jail.
because you're not cooperating.
You're not doing his
It's
job
easier
right.
for me to control the
Not doing his
situation.
job right.
I am doing my job right.
See, y'all don't know
What's your name, badge number?
They was talking about. They was in there talking about gunplay with this dude, man. That's
Sure,
what I said.
and
Y'all
when I
didn't
got
have
here,
nothing to
and
do with
listen,
it.
when I got here, he pointed to these gentlemen.
We told you it was
Okay,
The description that he gave.
I can't take your word for it when he pointed to you.
He was
He
already
did.
in there.
He pointed to you.
already in there,
He
bro.
pointed to you. Okay.
That's why.
Name and badge number, please.
You trying to dig yourself out of hole.
Isn't Elkhart policy for you to identify yourself to the public?
My guess is they probably already left. Okay. Because they all probably have their licenses. That's fine. And they drove off because they didn't want to deal with you guys. That's fine. You don't know what they're doing.
The officer gave his badge number, but by then, it didn't matter. His authority had been already chipped away piece by piece until all that was left was a name attached to failure. And maybe you think that's too harsh. After all, he did his job, right? But here's the thing. Doing your job isn't the same as getting away with bluffing.
You want them to leave?
Oh, y'all don't know how to do y'all job.
Are you guys?
You just caught your man.
Boys, are your parents here?
Yes, they
on the right now. Call them, have them come get you into your rooms.
They on the way.
Okay.
For sure.
No.
They came up here for a supposed party. There was a failed party, and now they're stuck without a ride.
She's the mother of the credit card that was used. Yes. Yes.
Y'all need a ride home? I can give you guys a ride home.
Where do y'all stay?
I live on
Where? Where about for you? Where? So if you want to take them to, since that's in that area, then I'll take them to keep the opposite way.
You guys need anything from me, let me know.
I just need your badge number, Davies. Thank you.
I've got my ID and everything on me. If you guys need that.
The officer had already lost control, but now he was losing his composure too. He tried to dismiss the confrontation as just people running their mouths, but the reality was much worse for him. They were running circles around him. And maybe you think this is just another loud argument on the street, but look closer. When he tried to assert dominance, he got hit with questions he couldn't answer.
Run their mouth, First Amendment, you call it whatever you want. Oh, I'm high and mighty? Or are you just my subordinate?
Lower your voice.
Are you my servant?
Lower your voice.
Davies, are you my servant? What's your name and badge number, Mr. Lower Your Voice? Is there a decibel limit on the First Amendment, sir?
It's not First
It's not First Amendment protected activity? Am I on private property? Huh?
Tag me and my mama.
What's your name and badge number, decibel level?
You heard me? Tag me in this one for my mama can see this.
You can find me on YouTube, Spot Check News.
Spot Check News.
Now maybe these police officers thought they had all the power and were above the law, but the people they tried to harass knew the law better than they did, and that's exactly why they didn't let them go too far. In the end, it was the officers who were put back in their place. Hopefully next time, they'll think twice before randomly slapping handcuffs on someone. This incident began at the Lonoke County Courthouse when a freelance journalist went to exercise his constitutional rights and observe how police officers treat First Amendment auditors. However, what happened there would prove that many officers don't take kindly to people exercising their rights. And the real question wasn't whether he was allowed to be there. It was how long it would take before someone decided he wasn't.
Hello, I was just reading your signs real quick. I'm working on a story. I was just coming in to work on my story here in the building. I don't need to go in the courtroom. What's that?
Don't record me.
Do you work for the public? Who do you work for, man?
I work for the sheriff's office.
Okay, then I can record you. It's actually my First Amendment right to do that. If you work for the government, I'm allowed to record anyone that works for the government in their course of duty.
Anything you have in your pockets goes in the bucket?
Sure. I'm not here to start anything with anybody. I just wanted you to know that. Can I get your name, please? Mabel's? Okay, thank you. I'm Justin. Here, let's go to this one too. First floor is County Clerk. Porterfield, County Judge. Is on the second floor. Doug Irwin, third floor. Prosecuting Attorney Chuck Graham. Bill of Rights. Look at this. The Bill of Rights right here. So nobody in here better have anything to say.
It started harmless enough. A journalist with a camera asking simple questions, documenting public information. No hidden agenda, no confrontation, just a man exercising his rights in a government building. And maybe you think that should be welcomed, right? After all, transparency is a good thing. But here's the problem. Not everyone in power likes transparency.
Hi, how are you? I'm just working on a story. I was just coming to see if you had anything displayed for the public in here. I don't mean to bother you or anything like that. Do you know when this building was built? 28. Cool. I just learned it's literally named after a lone oak. Yeah. Whoa. This is a really old map. June 30th, 1927, maybe? Pardon me, Miss Mabels? Yeah. Is this sign talking about these stairs right here, the restricted area? I don't want to go anywhere I can't go, so I just want to make sure. I can't? Okay. That's what I was asking. Hey, how are you? I'm not trying to bother you. I'm just working on a story, so I wanted to see what you had displayed for the public in here. Okay, cool. Thank you. What's your name?
The mask was slipping. At first, they played polite, pretending the camera didn't bother them. But the second they thought they were alone, the door shut, and maybe you think that's just routine. Maybe it really was nothing, or maybe it was everything. When confronted, their excuses unraveled. First, it was just a habit. Then it was a misunderstanding. Finally, it was confidential. But if it was so confidential, why was it being discussed in a hallway where anyone could hear?
Y'all shut the door on me?
Oh, we were just talking about something.
Talk about me?
No.
Why you shut the door on me then?
It wasn't on you. We just sometimes close the door like when court's going on and we're having conversations.
So you don't care if I'm filming, but as soon as I leave, you're gonna shut the door on me?
No.
Oh, I can ask you. I'm not saying you can. I'm just asking you.
No.
It was a question.
I think you're being very defensive. We're not trying to attack you at all.
Well, you're like, hey, go check out this, and then the door shuts.
Oh, no, I was just talking to her.
Hey, go outside and look at that, and then the door shuts.
That's historical.
And then the door shuts.
You're being weird.
You're being weird. You guys are being weird. You didn't need to shut the door on me.
The security guard here?
Yeah. If you want to tell them.
Really, you're making me uncomfortable with the way you're talking.
You just got done saying you didn't care that I had a camera.
Yeah, the way you're talking to us is very uncomfortable.
I had said the door shut on me. I said you tell me go out in the hallway. You said go out and look at that, and then the door shuts. And so I was like, what the heck?
She was just making a suggestion on something.
All right, let's just be honest then. What were you saying that you wanted the door shut for?
I was talking to her about stuff that actually is confidential about our job, and we don't want people that are in the hallway for
What was the
court to
subject?
hear things. I don't have to tell you that.
Okay. It's because you know.
And maybe you think that's just a misunderstanding. But here's the truth. When people in power can't justify their actions, they label the opposition as hostile. The filmer didn't yell, he didn't threaten, he laughed. And that was enough to make them uncomfortable because he wasn't falling in line. Then came the next play, locking the door. A last-ditch effort to regain control, but he called it out instantly.
No, it's
That's what it was.
the door, because we are allowed to do that. In our
I'm not saying you aren't. I was just asking.
You are welcome to film here. Like, I don't have any problem with that.
I'm not.
I don't have any problem with you standing in here, and actually closing the door had nothing to do with you.
Okay. Maybe.
At all.
Maybe.
And I actually do feel like you're here to kind of try and pump people up.
Absolutely not.
Right now with the way that you're.
That's why I've been honest about everything. I'm not hiding it. I'm not pretending.
Okay.
I've just been completely open and honest. That's all. And then I had the door shut, so I was just like kind of laughing about it.
Is there anything that?
No. I don't.
From this office?
I don't even want to bother y'all anymore. I was just kind of like, that was weird. The door got shut on me.
Excuse me. Right.
Oh no.
I'm not. You don't need to be combative in our office.
I'm not combative. I was laughing. You got.
I asked you why you're being combative with
When was I being combative?
And I asked you if we want to close our office.
When was I being combative?
You want me to lock it?
Well, you can't do that. If you lock it, then you need to lock it for everyone. Here, just so you guys know, and I'm not trying to be mean, but if you shut that for me, you gotta shut it for everybody. You can't just pick and choose me. You can't pick and choose me. It's everyone or no one.
They tried everything. First, they said the camera wasn't the issue. Then they claimed he was aggressive. But aggression never happened. The only offense was not obeying immediately. And maybe you think that's a small thing, but in their world, resistance, even polite, even legal, must be crushed. When logic failed, they fell back on feelings. They wanted his removal, not because he broke the law, but because he made them uncomfortable.
It's everyone or no one. This camera has nothing to do with it.
She just asked you nicely to move on.
And I don't have to, but I really was. But I don't like being told what to do, either. I was literally walking away.
Okay, well, something that you said or something that you did, she felt was aggressive, so it...
Well, I have it all on camera, thankfully. Thankfully.
To ask you to move on.
No, you actually
if
don't.
They feel that way.
You don't, though. So law
because
trumps
my job
feelings.
is to secure them from the public.
But no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I promise you, it's not. So your job is
that is what I
to follow the
here
law.
8.5
Your job is to
hours a
follow
day
the law, and their feelings don't trump the law. Feelings do not trump the law. Okay. Let's just everyone calm down and de-escalate a little bit.
Okay, well, I'm asking you to move on away from this office.
If you move on, I'll move on. If you go that way, I'll go that way.
Well, take off.
You first.
Go.
I'll take every step you take.
Okay, well then we'll walk together. So go.
I'm not going with you. I'm going the opposite way you go. So whatever way you go, I'll go the opposite. How about that? I don't like being told what to do for no reason.
The desperation was showing. They couldn't force him out, so they tried something new, shifting the blame. Suddenly, the problem wasn't his camera, his questions, or their discomfort. Now they claimed he was interrupting court. And maybe that sounds reasonable, but think about it. Who kept engaging him? They did. They wanted him gone, but they kept talking to him.
I'm not trying to go in there, sir, just so you know, but if you do shut that for me, you have to shut it for everybody.
I shut the door because we're trying to have court down there and you're being really loud. So I need y'all to move on down the road, please.
You can't.
Thank you.
All right. I'm not going to interrupt anything.
I'm not going to argue with her.
All right, I'm not going to argue with you either, sir. Can I get your name real quick, please?
No, sir.
Do you work for the public?
I do not.
You don't?
I do not.
Well, then where do you have business telling anyone what to do?
Because I'm in charge of this courtroom.
So you don't have any business
Get out
telling
of
me what
here.
to do? No.
Go on.
If you don't work for the public, I don't want to hear from you, sir. Are you just a normal citizen, or do you work for the public?
I don't work for anybody but the Judge Parker, and you're interrupting my court.
I'm not interrupting anything.
Just go.
Hey, if you quit talking to me, I'll quit talking to you, and then there's no sound. So what am I
You just want to argue with
interrupting?
somebody, so just go.
I'd rather you just left me alone, honestly.
Well, you started it. Go.
No, I didn't. Y'all started it. I'm minding my own business, asking questions about the building. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about this building and Lone Oak, and that's all I've been doing this entire time, and I have it all on video.
Okay.
So you guys are starting stuff with me because I have a camera.
Ask you to keep it down because we're out trying to have court.
And I'll agree to that.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank
sir. So if you have that badge on, it says you work for Lone Oak County, so you do work for the public, so you do need to tell me your name.
Now backed into a corner, they had no choice but to answer the question they'd been dodging. After all the resistance, after the excuses and failed intimidation, the filmer got exactly what he wanted: a name, a title, and accountability. And maybe you think that's a small victory, but it's not, because the second they complied, power shifted.
What's his name?
My name's Bobby.
I'm gonna find it one way or another. Please
Bobby.
just tell me your last name and what your position is here. Otherwise, you have no business.
Here at Lone Oak County.
All right, and what's your last name, sir?
McMillian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Look at that. All right.
Can I help you, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to bother anyone. I'm just looking at what you got displayed for the public. You mind if I move this? What are these things?
They're just some little things that I bought because I'm the treasurer, and they're just little coins.
Oh, cool. It's just like
little spot papers.
a decorative thing? Yeah. Oh, cool.
And then there's just little coins that I found. Anything that has to do with...
Some of you might say that this guy was just filming and that the police weren't really causing a problem. But the fact that they kept coming back every few minutes, trying to push him away from the building, says otherwise. Maybe they didn't want him to see something. Or perhaps they just wanted to remind him that they still control civil rights.
I got a call from ladies downstairs about a bad person in their home.
Oh, combative. So the fire truck here?
Asked him to leave.
I was trying. Oh. Oh, weird. Well, there's she told 2 lies right off the bat, and I have it all on film, but I'm not being combative with anyone. I've been extremely polite. All I've done is ask questions about the building and about Lone Oak, trying to find out more about the history, and I have it all on film from the very second I got here. So this all started when I was actually just talking to some ladies down here in this back office, and they were being cool. They're like, oh, you can film, check this out, check that out. And then they're like, hey, check that out in the hallway. So I go check it out in the hallway, and the door slams behind me. But it didn't shut, it kind of slammed and it came back open. So I was just like, what? Did you guys slam the door on me?
No.
And that was all I did. I kind of said it just like that, like kind of with a laugh. And then they were like,
Let me
blah,
stop.
blah, 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 blah.
Let me stop you for just a second. I got to slow a lot of people down.
All right, good deal. Wow, so emergency? Yeah. Like, I'll talk to you guys. I wasn't doing anything.
You're fine. You gotta understand, we got a heightened sense of alert when somebody presses a
they should have done that.
The sheriff's office comes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, guys. Holy crap. Look.
Now, maybe some of you will say that this was just a routine check, that the sheriff and police chief showing up wasn't a big deal. But think about it. Why did it take this many officers for one guy with a camera? Now, maybe they wanted to intimidate him, to make him feel like he had done something wrong when he hadn't. Or maybe they just couldn't stand the idea of someone holding them accountable.
What's up, guys? It's just me.
How are you?
Hey, no, I'm cool, man.
This is Sheriff Staley.
Hey, I'm Justin, dude.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't know the...
I
don't mind talking to him again. I'll tell him what happened again. What's up, Sheriff? I thought someone was hurt or something. I didn't know this was over me.
This is Sheriff John Staley. I'm Chief Matt Edwards, the Lone Police
Yes, sir. How's it going?
When we get an alert.
Hey, everybody go.
Wow.
Y'all go. Yeah. Sheriff say go 10-8.
Wow, guys.
Sheriff say go 10-8.
Come on. Well, down here. What's up?
What's up, brother? Well, I think down there might be the person that this is over, so I don't want to go down there if they're scared of me or something. So, yeah. So I have everything on film since the minute I got here. I'm just checking out. I'm learning about the history of Lone Oak, about the courthouse. I've been extremely polite with everyone, just like I am right now, asking questions. When was the building built? Blah, blah, blah. And actually, so the very last one on the left, I was just in there, and they were cool too. They're like, hey, check this out, check that out. I don't care if you film. And then they were like, hey, go check out those little cannon pushers out in the hallway. So as soon as I walk out in the hallway, they slam the door behind me. But it doesn't shut, it kind of slams and opens. And I kind of laugh and like swing it back open, and I was like, did y'all just slam the door on me?
When the sheriff arrived, the man exercising his constitutional rights didn't hold back. He made sure to explain every instance where the workers disrespected him and how unprofessional the female officer had been, pointing out that she hadn't done her job properly. That was the moment the sheriff realized he was dealing with someone who knew the law very well.
And then that's when they were like, I don't feel comfortable with you in here filming. Whenever the lady 2 seconds ago just said, I don't care that you film, check this out.
That's the one on the left?
All the way down at the left. And then so I said, and I have it all on camera, I'm not trying to bother y'all. If you don't want me in here, no problem. I was just wondering why y'all said, check this out with a smile, and then slammed the door behind me.
Yeah, okay.
And then that was it. That was literally the height of the disaster.
Chief, do you know which one alarm for? I know we
I was scanning and I heard the county judge's office, second floor.
Okay, here's what we got.
Second floor. I've been down here.
It's
Yeah.
just the alarm button that was pressed.
Oh, the security lady might have did it. Yeah.
Somebody could have did something. Did you talk to our security?
She came down and said I had to leave the building, and I told her I'm not trying to start anything. I'll walk away, but I don't need to leave the building.
Somebody.
Here, the sheriff was just trying to de-escalate that he wasn't taking sides. But listen closely. He knew the filmer was right. Maybe at first, he showed up expecting trouble, expecting to shut something down. But as the situation unfolded, he realized the real issue wasn't the man with the camera. It was the people inside pressing buttons for no reason.
Judge's office or somewhere here that pushed the button may have said that, but we'll take care of that.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, you're good, but when they push an alarm, we don't know what it is. We don't do like the 911 call.
No, you guys did what you were supposed to do. Yeah.
It's a hey, come on.
Right. Yeah.
Come fast.
I thought someone was hurt. I was trying to get out of the way. I didn't know it was me. I was like, what the heck?
If you want to let them all go. And, hey, Danny, will you turn my lights off? Yes, sir. We were there just down the road. We just had lunch, and they called us on the phone and said, hey, there's an alarm going on at the courthouse, so I'll find out what was pushed. But you're welcome to be here.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Now, in the building itself, except for restricted areas.
The very top floor I learned, I think, is restricted. Okay.
And certain offices.
Okay.
You've got prosecutors' offices and stuff that you have no access to.
The sheriff had already made up his mind. This man wasn't the problem. At first, he arrived expecting to handle a situation, maybe even de-escalate a conflict. But now, standing face to face with the filmer, he realized there was no conflict to begin with. Instead of forcing him out, the sheriff did something unexpected. He engaged.
Understandable.
But that's all the top floor.
Okay.
We got courtroom. That's the courtroom. The very top floor is one of the courtrooms. You
Okay.
coming down this way? Or?
I won't get you on film if you don't want it. Yeah, come on down.
Like, this is a courtroom. If you went in those doors,
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
where's their marked? It's a courtroom. Well, you're well versed in that.
The only rooms I went in that were clearly for the public to go in. You know.
Yeah, like this here. You see, that's the.
I didn't go in there. Yeah, I can't just walk in there.
We've got a lot of history about this. We'll talk about it.
So what I've learned about when the building was built, about the cannons. Lone Oak is actually named after a lone oak. Didn't know that.
Right.
Makes sense. Anything else? That's all I can think of right now, though, that I learned today.
Yeah. Well, this here, that's voter registration. You're welcome to go talk to them. You know the rules.
Yeah.
Actually,
Now, the sheriff wasn't just talking anymore. He was making sure the filmer saw him as an ally. No more confrontation, no more enforcement, just casual conversation. He even acknowledged that he watched these types of videos. Maybe that was a way of saying he understood the game. Maybe it was his way of keeping control by staying friendly. But one thing was crystal clear. He had no intention of removing the filmer anymore.
You do? All right, cool. I was wondering if you knew who I was, because I was going to tell you one way or another, but...
I see it every once in a while. I review that stuff because we're big. We're constitutionalists. Matt worked with me for years.
Good deal.
He's the chief over here now.
Okay. What about the Lone Oak itself? It's not there anymore, I'm sure. Is there like a marker for it? I think it said McKinley Street or something. Is that right?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
I saw it on a sign up front.
I'm big about the history stuff too. They got some pictures of the old sheriffs upstairs.
Oh, cool.
Platform, you can see those. We've taken and redone some of those. But this is actually, Ed Galucky was a reporter for our local newspaper.
Okay.
Capstar Herald, the Lone Democrat. He stayed the night in here one time because it was supposed to be hot.
Really?
Tried to
when was
play
that?
Jokes. That's when I was
years ago.
Okay.
2000s, 1995, 6, something like that.
After speaking with the sheriff and the chief for a while, the man decided to go back to the officers who had been trying to remove him from the facility. He wanted to let them know that they had just been outnumbered and that all the people with the real authority were on his side. And of course, he had something very interesting to tell them.
You guys need to be more picky about what you hit the emergency button for. They're probably going to come talk to y'all and make sure you understand when to and not to hit the emergency button, because that was not a good thing to do. They're kind of upset about that. Was that you that hit it? They said it got hit from up here, Miss Mabel. How come you hit it? You know, next time they're going to wonder if it's a real emergency or not. So, you know, the boy who called Wolf story. This guy looks like the shake and bake guy with Will Ferrell. What's his name? Is it John C. Reilly?
The man now had full freedom to film however he wanted, and the police officers could no longer say a damn thing. Yes, they ignored him, but it was obvious they were doing it reluctantly. You could see how badly they wanted to throw him out, threaten him, or do something, yet they couldn't. And that frustrated them. Who even hires cops like this, right?
You know, I don't know. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
I don't know this. That's the treasurer now.
Yeah, that's ours.
Treasurer.
Next door.
Okay. Sure, man. They're not good. I tried to call you back.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, whenever these guys come by, guys or whatever, anybody, wherever they can be legally, like if he's walking outside, you're on your park, or whatever. He's here, or whatever, you can see. So, I know we all get a little like, what are you doing?
the recording wasn't. I don't mind the recording. It was.
The courthouse staff, scrambling for an excuse, tried one last time to paint the filmer as aggressive, but their problem wasn't what he said. It was what the camera had caught exactly how he said it. And now, even the sheriff wasn't buying it. Instead of backing them up, he was making sure everyone understood what had really happened. They wanted to make the filmer look like a problem, and instead, they exposed themselves.
You know, everybody gets a little camera.
Well, I heard her say something on my tone, but I didn't. I literally said it with a laugh. So I think she's trying to use that because she has nothing else. I was just like, why did you shut the door on me? Like I said it with a literal smile on my face.
Well, I ain't been here a minute because they moved the offices. But you heard what I said.
Yeah.
We'll put together, we'll just go over all this so everybody knows. Some people, when they don't know, you see it, they shut down.
Yep. We're all good. I just want to make sure she wasn't making something up.
Like here, I'll go through and talk to everybody and say, hey,
Alrighty. Yeah,
that's it?
I'll leave you alone. Oh, that's it? Cool. Yeah. Okay. 1916 was this, or well, that was when the picture was taken? Oh, that says the second Lonoke County Courthouse. So is that this one? No, this one doesn't have a clock, does it?
That's the second one. It burned down.
Now, what the sheriff did that day and the way he educated both the staff and the officers is an example of how a not-so-bad policeman should behave. While most officers are used to backing each other up when something goes wrong, there are still good cops who will always choose to stand on the side of justice.
And in 1928, they rebuilt it.
Oh, so this is like the third one, kind of.
Yeah, but like how you heard me tell her. Look, I will set something up so I can talk to all of them and say they don't cause you more problems.
Yeah.
You probably won't be back here, but they'll learn from the next guys.
One day I will, one day.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Need
brother.
something to call me?
Yes, sir.
The sheriff's office is at the end of town. Feel free to head back.
I might do that. Cool.
We're there.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
The Lonoke County Assessor, just across the street from the Lonoke County Courthouse. You guys ready for the eclipse?
What journalist?
The Random Patriot's the name of the media group. I'm an independent journalist, that's the name of it.
Say, have you ever encountered police officers or workers who thought they were above the law and tried to use their authority to remind you that you're just an ordinary citizen? Tell us in the comments how it happened and how you stood up for your rights. Now, if you thought this was bad, just wait until you see what's next. Just when you think cops can't get any worse, some manage to take things to a whole new level. Don't go anywhere because the next video is going to show just how far some officers are willing to push their power.